What is going on, Florida State family, Seminole Nation in the 863 tribe? It is your boy Poke, aka Alo, aka the goddamn truth. Cam Ward just got sacked. And you are on, I just messed up my whole intro, but that's okay, because you're on 863 Seminole TV, the most interactive YouTube channel for the Florida State football fan. And FSU goes 1-5 so far on this abysmal and absolutely atrocious season that continues to happen. Did we find a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel? Well, I think we may have. I'm telling you guys right now, I am not here to talk about Clemson versus Florida State. At least not a full in-depth reaction like we probably would normally do. I am here, though, to talk about everything wrong with this football team. As each week goes by, it gets harder, and I'm not trying to be clear, before I say what I'm going to say, I'm not attempting to defend any of this, but it gets harder and harder for any of you to defend this staff. This O-line, pass blocking wise, they did a decent job today. Run blocking has been bad all year. We're probably the worst running team in the country. Maurice Smith. You know what? Before I get into all of this, hit the like button, subscribe, share the video. We are live. Again, instant reaction. Saturday night, Sunday morning for me here in Korea. We're almost home, by the way. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. I'm going to do a quick roll call, and then we're going to get into it before we just get right into the meat and potatoes of all of this stuff that needs to be talked about. Because as happy as I am to actually see Brock Glenn and actually see Brock Glenn perform relatively well, I'm pretty pissed off at the fact that we're 1-5. And it's not just that we're 1-5. Everybody I think that watched this game tonight understands that there's no reason why not only should we not be 1-5, but if certain guys were already playing, we wouldn't be 1-5. But anyways, let's get a real roll call real quick, and then we're going to get into everything that needs to be gotten into. Island Boy, Pretty No Girl, Vontae B, Mr. Wolf, T2Y, Clark, Kent, Joe Johnson, DC Dread, Phoenix Rising, Todd Pope, Stano, Caruso, Ice Cold No, Tevin Strong, Ahmad Davis, No Sir Not Me, Almighty Finn, Vitus 33, Antoine Stone, Panama Jack, Dave H, Jacarius, all in the building. I think I've hit just about most of the people I'm seeing. Irv, Ryan, all in the building. Seminole Zach, NK, New King, Briley in the building. I want to highlight Briley's comment because this is going to be a lot of what we're going to talk about tonight. I just want to be clear. I want to highlight Briley's comment because this is going to be a lot of what we're going to talk about tonight. He says, it's astounding how quickly I've come to hate Mike Norvell. DJU over Brock. Morlock for weeks before committing to Amari and Thomas. Darius an All-American. Sticking with Mo all night tonight. Yet they are so quick to pull Jalen early at the drop of a dime. All of that is a good synopsis of what's about to happen here tonight. I'm telling you right now. I'm letting you know right now. Brandon in the building. Benjamin Griffin. Blee 818. Jeraxton. And I think that's about it. I think I hit about mostly everybody. So I'm not going to go through every single comment. But shout out to everybody, man. If I didn't shout you out, just keep commenting. I'll check you out. I'll shout you out here in a minute. Yeah, let's get into it. Matter of fact, hold on. I want to pull up Brock Glenn's stats real quick, even though we know Brock Glenn had a bunch of drops. I got to pull up the stats because you watched the gamer. You watched the gamer tonight. You watched the guy make the correct decisions. One interception that, again, was the right decision, but was a miscommunication on the play. You watched the quarterback make the right decisions, never, except for that one pick, put the ball in harm's way. So if we want to start off with some positives, let's do that. Let's start off with a few positives here tonight. Sorry if I'm sniffing a lot. I've had a cold. I think I'm getting over it now. So I apologize if I'm sniffing a lot in the mic. Just bear with me. I'm gonna try to not do it as much. I'm just trying to bring up his stats here real quick. Let's see. Here we go. Brock Glenn tonight. Look at his stat line here. Let's go over some quick stats. The box score is not available just yet, but FSU is the team stats available? None of the stats on ESPN anyway is available right now for whatever reason. It's okay. It'll update here soon, I'm sure. Oh, here we go. I guess it just wasn't loading. Brock Glenn threw 41 times, goes 23 for 41, 228 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Again, we can't run the ball, bro. We ran for 22 yards today. Absolutely atrocious. We cannot run the ball. Landon Thomas had 7 catches for 80 yards. Hakeem had 4 for 53. Amari Williams had that one, but it was for a touchdown. Just a few quick stats. Just a few quick stats. Where do you guys want to start? That was the positive, so that's where I started at. Now, for weeks, people have been telling me that, or just, saying in general on social media, if Brock Glenn was the answer, he would have been playing. If Brock Glenn was XYZ, he would have. You could see from the opening snap, you could see the offense, in my opinion, just looked more comfortable. The offense just looked more comfortable, in my opinion. And with all that, ultimately, you look at the players that failed your quarterback here today. Maurice Smith, every time we were getting some momentum going on offense, Maurice Smith decided, I'm going to snap the ball 10 feet over Brock Glenn's head, or I'm going to snap the ball 10 feet to his left or 10 feet to his right. You know why? Because I'm going to make it hard on Brock Glenn for some reason. That's what Maurice Smith decided to do tonight. Don't understand how you continued to play him despite the fact, you know what, let's not even target just on Maurice right now. That offensive line in year 5, I'm sorry. I thought Darius Washington was in for a money year, man. I will take my lumps on that, eat my crow, whatever you want to say. I will sit here and apologize to anybody who listened to me tell you that Darius Washington might have been the best player on the team. I apologize for that. He's been bad, and he continues to be bad. Maurice Smith, your veteran players on the offense. Look, Otto was not amazing tonight by any stretch of the imagination. But at what point, if you can play Otto, true freshman, isn't somebody correct me if I'm wrong? Isn't Otto a true freshman? Let me double check that. I'm not 100% sure Otto's a true freshman. I will double check that. Because that's worth checking out. He might be a redshirt freshman. Not sure. Either way, he's still a freshman. And if you can play this guy as much as you played him today, okay, he's a redshirt freshman. If you can play him as much as you play him today, redshirt freshman, at guard, awesome. There's nobody else you can play instead of Jeremiah Byers. There's nobody else you can play. What the hell did you bring in the Harvard dude for if he's not able to push Maurice Smith? Rizzy. Didn't you bring Rizzy in to compete for some center? I thought we were behind the days of Maurice being this bad. Holy cow. Byers 63 has been bad since the moment I saw him in the spring. Since the moment I saw 63 in that spring game, and I told y'all what I told y'all, he's done nothing but live up to all my expectations. And then Darius, the guy who we don't have anything. We can't throw Armella out there just on a limb just to see what the hell's gonna happen. What the hell's Armella on the sideline for if he ain't good enough to get out there? Lucas Simmons ain't good enough. At some point, we might need to go. At some point, yeah, Ferguson isn't anything. The injury to Keandre Jones absolutely sucks right now. Because Ferguson has been bad as well. So the whole O-line across the board. And it's even, again, what really pisses me off is that 54, Jalen Early, if I'm Jalen Early, there's no way I don't transfer at the end of this year. I hate to say that. Go check this again, and you can take what you want to take from PFF. PFF is not a perfect formula. However, I do think PFF has improved over the years. PFF, more times than not, what you watch a lot of times matches the grades. Again, I'm not saying it's perfect, but we got to judge it somewhere. Jalen Early is graded out better than any. I think the last 2 times he started, he was the highest graded offensive lineman on the team. He's played better than Byers. I don't care what anybody says. He's probably played better than Darius too. And you're trying to tell me 63 deserves to play every single snap of this game? And maybe he didn't play every single snap. I'd be lying if I said I paid that much attention because I was really watching Brock Glenn and trying to see what he was seeing and all those good stuff, all that good stuff. But if you don't understand what's about to happen here, I'm about to go on each position group on this team and show how mismanaged is from a coaching perspective. The fact that we have not been able to recruit over the fact that we haven't been able to recruit over Maurice Smith is damning. It's damning. It's pretty damning. The fact that we haven't been able to recruit over Darius Washington is damning. The fact that Andre Otto, again, I'm glad he's here. But the fact that Andre Otto, the number 50th offensive tackle, that's just the number 50th offensive tackle in the country in the class of 2023. He was the number 776 player in the country. The fact that Andre Otto can somehow get is it the evals? What is going on? The offensive line should not be in the position. Our O-line should not be this damn bad in year 5 with the same guys. It shouldn't be this bad, man. It should not be this bad. And again, I'm glad Andre Otto's getting snapped. I say go for it. Continue to give him snaps. Get Jalen Early on the field and continue to get him snaps. And at this point, you can't tell me Ferguson is that much better than Julian Armella. You can't convince me of that. Obviously, this coaching staff has zero clue of what they're looking at because Hakeem is better than 21-1, and we continue to throw the ball to 21-1. Landon Thomas and Amari Williams prove that they're better than Morlock, yet they continue to put Morlock on the field. Brock Glenn looked better tonight than DJU has ever looked in the Garnet and Gold, and yet they can continue to play DJU. It's pretty obvious to me the staff has no clue, zero clue. The proof is in the pudding. Don't even take my opinion for it. Look at what has been on the football field. It's pretty apparent they don't know how to evaluate players. Pretty apparent to me. All you're seeing, how does all of your veteran players absolutely, when I say suck, Morlock has been unplayable, which is why you barely saw him any tonight. When I say suck, Byers and Washington have been borderline unplayable. Shut up. Turn that phone off. 21-1. At least one is playable. I will give, like, Portier has moments. 21's been unplayable since he's been here. I've been calling the 21's head for feels like 4 or 5 years now. They continue to trot him out there. He continues to never make a play. But you telling me that ball that he dropped, Elijah Moore couldn't have caught? And look, I get it. Danzy dropped a pass. But you know what? I'll take that all day. I will take Danzy dropping a pass as a true freshman and go chalk it up to the game. That's growth. We'll get where we want to get eventually. What I won't accept is a 5th-year, 6th-year COVID senior who can't catch a ball, who can't adjust to the ball in the air, who on a wide open, it looked like it was a crossing route or an in route. Now, the play was called back because of a hold anyway, but Portier just, how? These guys aren't players, man. They're not players. Y'all know the routine. Let me get some comments and then we'll continue. Get to some comments and then we'll continue. Let's start. The last comment I read was Champs 99 who says, Ferguson is awful, and I agree, so we'll start from here. These coaches' roster decisions are downright criminal. They're downright, again, malpractice. They are literally insane. What's the definition of insanity? That's the age-old saying, the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing, expecting different results. It's amazing how different the offense looked when different guys were in the football game all of a sudden. Did Landon Thomas had his drops. I think Amari Williams had a drop as well. But those are freshman tight ends. We will live with that. You know what they also did? They also caught a bunch of balls and caught touchdowns. I'm convinced Morlock's drops is contagious. He has spread that all over the team. Atkins has to go. Brock did the best. Brock didn't play bad. Anybody? Just a show of hands. I'm just curious. Anybody think Brock Glenn played bad? I think you watched the gamer tonight. Even on that final plays of the game, when Brock Glenn knew the game was over, I think you watched a guy who showed that he gave a damn. I think he made plays that it will at least allow other people around him to continue to play for 11, because 11 showed more fire than number 4 ever showed, probably in his entire career. Number 4, 11 looked like more of a gamer than anything we've seen at a DJ. DJ might as well not even come back. And like I've been saying all year too, by the way, Miami's defense is complete food. 7-7 Cal. 7-7 Miami. Cal just scored. Miami's defense is food. And maybe with Brock Glenn, we can make some plays. Anyway, let's get back to this. Ryan says, clean house with them coaches. Let's catch up in the comments. Yes. There's a few passes that should have been called to Keem. Is it Keem and Brock Glenn looked like they had a little bit of chemistry? I don't know if you guys noticed, but a lot of times when Glenn got in some trouble or needed a guy to move the sticks, Keem was there. Like, they got to get number 8 the ball more. And I need to see LaWayne McCoy, and I need to see Elijah Moore more. ML says, no, Pogus loyalty. Staff love the veteran guys too much. Staff thought the veteran had another gear. They obviously don't have another gear. But some of these guys, it was apparent that there was no another gear. Okay, I was fooled by Darius Washington because Darius played really good last year. Excuse me. But 21, there was never another gear for 20. Like, there's nothing you ever watched at a 21 and said, this guy's got another gear. Glenn beats Duke. Let's talk about Glenn here for a second, since we're on the subject of Brock Glenn here for a second. Obviously, Georgia, okay, we can look at it. We can look at this two ways. FSU doesn't never bring in a transfer portal quarterback, and they just rock with Glenn from the start. Or FSU still brings in a portal quarterback, and you bench. Assuming it's still DJ, you bench DJ after the Boston College game. Like I said, when it was apparent this offense was just stuck in the mud, and there was no future with DJU going forward. Either way, you have way more wins than you have right now. Let's assume, for the sake of the argument, that you start him after the Boston College loss. You're 0-2. Your next games are Memphis, Cal, and SMU. I don't know FSU's record, and then of course Clemson. I don't know FSU's record after 6 games, but it's not 1-5. You at least beat 2 of those 3 teams in the middle there. And you might even play a better game here against Clemson. Because guess what? A lot of the stuff that you work out a lot of these kinks against a Cal, against an SMU, against the Memphis. Brock Glenn should have been seeing quality snaps against those teams. Mike Norvell I'm officially going to call Mike Norvell is a clown. You wasted proper time on DJU for no reason at all. This is the worst coach team, I'm convinced, in the country. From damn near every aspect. Especially offensively. Defensively, not much better. We're not even trying to scheme up shit defensively. We're just rushing for and playing man all game and getting picked apart. There's no defensive adjustments. And then when you blitz, you ill-timed blitz. Don't even get me started on the defense, which we'll get to eventually. Let's keep going in the comments, though. Zuri Williams says, what's up, Polk? Just got home from the game. Brock brought a different energy to the offense that gave them some confidence. Byers, he needs to be replaced. Yeah, Byers needs to be replaced. Shout out you, Zuri. I'm glad you went to the game. Glenn made some good throws, Mr. Wolf. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you on offense. it's crazy to me that as a light-skinned guy on YouTube, for the last few weeks, I've sit here and told you what the issues was on offense. And when they actually made the changes against Clemson, again, and we didn't win the game. I'm not even pretending like we were ever in a position to win the game. But the offense looked markedly better. That's a good point, too. That's a good point, too, Briley. But that's, again, I'm continue. What is Mike Norvell looking at? What are these offensive coaches looking at? Whether it's Ron Dugans, who's making these calls? I believe it's the head coach who picks and chooses who gets in and who doesn't. Hold on a second. Let me take a drink. That's what I personally believe. I personally believe that that's the head coach, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is left up to the position coaches in terms of the rotations and how they manage that. But what are they looking at? I don't understand what the criteria is for judging these players, man. I really don't. Dugans, yeah. I mean, bro, honestly, the whole offensive coaching staff is on. I would argue everybody on the staff is on the hot seat, with the exception of maybe one guy. In all seriousness, with the exception of maybe one guy. And if you maybe two, if you want to keep JP on the staff, but he can't be the lead recruiter for defensive ends. I'm just going to tell you that right now. If you want to keep him on the staff, because special teams seem to be pretty good year in and year out, at least as far as defensive special teams. Like it seems like every year we're blocking field goals and doing stuff like that. So if you want to keep him in that type of a role, I'm cool with that. But we 100% need a better defensive end recruiting. So we gotta fix that for sure. Right? But everybody's got to go at some, like everybody, especially on the offensive staff, man. I'm not understanding why we continue to watch these guys play that aren't any good. I don't understand it, and I want to understand. I want to grasp the concept of, okay, they're putting Kentron Portier out there because what does he do? What does he do? Because we can't run the screen game because our wide receivers don't block. So all this stuff about, wide receivers block them, which used to be like Ron Dugan's calling card. They can't catch, but they always going to block. All wide receivers can't even block anymore. That's why the screen game's ineffective. So we don't block. Receivers don't block and don't catch. What the hell are they doing? What are they out there for? What's going on? Defensively, man, again, bend and don't break. They gave up like 500 yards on offense against Clemson today, but they gave up a bunch of yards they gave up like 400 yards against Cal in the win. So all year they've really been a defense, a bend and don't break defense. If you really look at the defense for the entire year, they've given up yards, but they buckle down in the second in the red zone. Why do they buckle down in the red zone? Well, it goes back to what I was telling you. The defense is very simple. The defense is very simple. However, in the red zone, it's a shorter field. So the offense has less time. So that's how the defense kind of makes up for it in that red zone. So they have a pretty good red zone defense. They give a bunch of yards. Third and longs are almost automatic for teams at this point. If it's a third and long, you can almost guarantee like they are going to complete a third and long play at this point. Um, I like what I saw at 18. I think they need, if we're talking about blitzes, I think 18 needs to be the guy that they blitz with more, as he looks pretty effective and like he's figuring out. I feel like 18's coming along pretty decently. 9 played today. I don't know. I didn't really pay too much attention with number 9. I will say I didn't see any glaring plays from Omar Graham today, meaning maybe he played decently because I didn't see any plays where I was like, oh my God, this is god awful, right? Blake continues to play. But that secondary, there's just guys in that secondary too that we got to move on from. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. 23. I'm going to be honest with you. All 3 of our corners, we need to mix that up somehow. We need to mix that up. Maybe throw AZ in the slot or something like that. I mean, when I talked about having that AZ conversation a few weeks back, people didn't want to hear it. And now here we are, and everybody like, oh, what about AZ? I mean, I told you, it doesn't take me. I don't know about y'all. It don't take me long to watch a person and go, he can play, or he leaves a little bit to be desired, or he's got it, or he's a gamer, or whatever the case may be. I'm watching AZ weeks ago, and I'm like, I don't see it. Not all that offseason hype, not all that top 20 pick, that top 25 pick, whatever they was calling AZ this offseason. Yeah, he's none of that. Maybe move him around a little bit. I got to get number 3 off the field. Can Edwin play the slot, or is he a safety? I know they moved Earl Little to safety. There's got to be somebody that can play that slot. Where's Jabril Rawls at? Where's Charles Lester at? Let's try some freshmen out there. Where's Kai Bates? I need somebody else in that slot, man, because I'm tired of seeing Knowles, man. Shout out to Kevin Knowles. He's got the last name, and I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing number 3 out there, man. I'm tired of seeing 23 out there, man. I'm tired of the secondary. And again, I think it's just the fact that we are being loyal to guys who ain't got it. Shaheem Brown, again, has not played good this year. Shaheem Brown has not played good football this year. Conrad Hussey is so hit or miss. He'll make a play, and then he'll go the next 10 plays and look like he don't belong on the football field. Don't know what's going on with Conrad. Kirkland continues to get snaps. He got truck stick today, but hey, that's okay. That's okay. That happens. That's a freshman. He'll get bigger. He'll get faster. He'll get stronger. Right? But we going full youth movement. Let's do it. At this point, you're 1-5. I don't know what the hell is anybody playing for now? Other than you should be playing for spots. There should be no loyalty to any of these guys on this team. Because what has that gotten you? It's gotten you a 1-5 record in year 5. From a clown football coach that doesn't look like he knows what he's evaluating. I'm sorry, but I will continue to. It is apparent to me every time I continue to watch this team that the head coach and staff don't know what they are looking at. They don't know. But at least maybe we found a quarterback. Maybe we found a quarterback, man. Omar wasn't bad. He was all right, needs more reps. That's fair. Yes, I watched the games. Brock couldn't complete a 4 pass in the ACC championship game. Again, I asked, why did the last 2 games convince you Brock was the truth? Seriously. I guess that's a different conversation being had on the side. I got it. It should be over for Knowles and Cypress. And Conrad been playing bad too. AZ was practicing against scrubs. I guess that's why he looked the way he looked. Good point. Yeah, when you're practicing against 21-1, yeah, absolutely. Well, Hussey's only a second year player. AZ, yes, Hussey is a true sophomore. So that's not true, NK. Kadarius played some tonight. Maffa, yeah, Maffa a big boy for sure. Maffa a big boy. And again, I listen, and that's the thing about me. Like, I'm not being my thing is like I'm not sitting here being like unrealistic. Good play from Cal. Nice stop on fourth down. Let's go, Cal. Let's go Bears. Let's go Bears. Anyway, I'm not being unrealistic. Like, I'm not expecting Brock Glenn to throw for 350. I'm not expecting Kirkland to be Derwin James. Like, I'm not being unrealistic. Like you said, Maffa's 235. That's going to happen to the best of them with a guy that's 235. I will take the Landon Thomas drops. I'll take the Amari Williams drops. I'll take the Kirkland missed tackles. I'll take the Brock Glenn and Hakeem Williams miscommunication on route. There's a common denominator with all those guys. I won't accept Kentron Portier dropping passes or Darian Williams dropping passes or Kevin Knowles always being out of position or AZ not showing any aggressive, like can't tackle, can't shed blocks. Cypress can't shed blocks or cover. Like that type of crap I won't accept. And there's a common denominator with those type of players. I'll let y'all figure it out. Oh, Cal taking a shot deep. Got a guy open. Like I said, this Miami defense is food. Miami fans, y'all might want to get out my comment section and watch that game because Cal, who by the way only scored 9 points against us, seems to be putting in some work. I agree. Joseph's got a bright future. 6 is sorry. 6 is sorry. Well, I mean, it is what it is, Irv. That's why this offseason is going to be so pivotal to what happens to this program because it's pretty like again, we understand or we should at least understand that we've got to tear the staff down. Mike Norvell's going to be here, but we've got to get other guys, other evaluators, other X's and O's guys. We got to get a mix of new blood in that staff because this staff obviously is clueless across the board. Let's go Bears. Let's go Bears. FSU fans, we rooting for the Bears as a family, right? I hope so. I really do. I probably can now. I would get absolutely demolished once I snap the ball. I can't block for you. I'm too little. But I could probably snap the ball better, absolutely. Have you ever thought about doing call-in shows? You talk about the stuff we want to hear, not gonna sugarcoat. I've tried them before. I will. That's something I want to bring back. I might bring it back. Sometimes I'll drop the link and stuff and let people say what they got to say. But if you want a call-in show, I will give it a shot. I have no problem with that. I've done it before. I don't do it on a regular. Because like the first few times I've done a call-in show, like people say they want call-in shows, and then I'll do a call-in show and nobody calls in. I get 1 or 2 people to call in. Well, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm gonna go through the effort of like putting that together and getting that set up, then I want more than 2 people to call in. You feel me? So If more people want that, I will do it. But then when I do it, people have to participate. Yeah, he got, and on that play, that wasn't even a hold. He literally just got ran over, and the defender tripped over him, and they called a hold. Absolutely atrocious, and that was a good throw and catch. That was a good throw and catch. Did Arkansas beat Tennessee? Did that happen? Hold on, let's check. I know that game was close. Did Arkansas? Ooh, Arkansas is up. Yep, 19-14. Down goes Tennessee. Tokars didn't want DJ, and if that's the case, I don't blame Tony Tokars for not wanting DJ for one, and two. What's the point? Like, so I made this case before bringing in DJ, where I originally didn't want a transfer portal quarterback. Now, this was under the impression that Tate Rodemaker was still going to be here. And my thought process was, you let Tate Rodemaker, you let Brock Glenn compete for that job. Winner takes all. But you don't bring in a transfer guy because for the most part, you still have a competitive quarterback room. You still have a loaded quarterback room. Once Rodemaker got out of here quickly, I was like, okay, well, just from a number standpoint, you don't want a redshirt freshman quarterback and then two true freshman quarterbacks as your quarterback room. So you probably want to take a veteran guy in that room. But it's pretty apparent like we should have just went with the guys we had. And you could have used whatever money you paid DJU. You could have used that to build out that D-line better, that offensive, like the trend. Like you should have that money. I don't know how much money they gave DJU. All of that money should have been invested, all of it, in the trenches. Every last dime. Every last dime should have been invested in O&D line. Tennessee and Bama both lose today. The Georgia Tech game. I saw Georgia Tech was beating Duke last time I checked. Is that game? I don't know if that game's over or what happened with that game, but I did see that Georgia Tech was beating Duke. Let's see. Let's check real quick. Georgia Tech beats Duke 24-14. So Duke is no longer undefeated. Clemson was holding. There was a blatant like hold on Akeem Williams out of one of the breaks, and they didn't call it. And I'm not listen. I'm not going on the refs because ultimately we know this is it's a bad football team, and two, it's a poorly coached football team. Like there's a lot more issues to Florida State than just the refs. But damn, when you're a team that's looking for a spark, when you're a young team, which we are now reverting to a young team with the amount of young guys we're playing, we are becoming a young team in front of everyone's eyes, and we should continue to get younger as far as I'm concerned. And when you're a young team and you're just looking for a spark, and guys are pressing to make plays, which I think is what most of these drops are, especially from the young guys. Not the old guys, again, drops shouldn't be a thing. From the young guys, I think the drops are just guys who are pressing to make plays. When they make a play, the refs always seem to interfere. The refs need to back off. Again, terrible holding call. And then a lot of the calls that were not being called on Clemson, for sure. But again, that has nothing to do with why FSU won or lost the football game. I think everybody understands that. You should have kept Malcolm Ring on this team. I mean, FSU would have been benefited. Oh, deep shot from Cam, and he dropped it. Dropped it. That was a good throw from Cam, man. I would say I wish we had that. I think we might have that now in number 11, but number 4 damn sure don't make that throw. Oh, that's right in the breadbasket. Number 2, you got to catch that ball. I love it. I love it. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. We're just going to chop it up here. We're going to watch this Miami Cal game as a family. I know it's pretty late for you guys over there, but we're going to watch this game as a family. Because, boy, oh, boy, would I love for Miami to take a L here. Which, in a way, it doesn't really matter if Miami was to take a L. If they win, if they win the ACC, they're in the playoffs. So, I don't know what the number is. I don't care what the number is. We should have used that money elsewhere. I think Duke is the next team we play. Does somebody want to correct me if I'm wrong there? I think it's a bye week. This upcoming week is a bye week. Yeah, and then we got Duke. With Brock Glenn, I like our chances. I will say, Manny Diaz being a defensive coordinator, him having that extra week to kind of prepare for Brock Glenn is going to be interesting. But Mike Norvell, I can't believe I'm saying this because he hasn't proven this, but he has an extra week to help Brock Glenn prepare as well. So we'll see how that plays out. Cam Davis had that one good run, but honestly, if I'm being honest with you, Almighty Finn, the more I watch Cam, I can see why they went and got Roydell Williams. He's not ready. Cam's not ready. Cam's not ready. I think Cam might need to lose some bad weight. I know he's pretty big, but he might need to lose some weight, or tone it up. I don't think Cam is physically ready. And even though he looks like it, he goes down too easily to be built the way he's built. Like, guys should be bouncing off of Cam Davis, and it's just not the case. I think Cam isn't ready personally. I mean, as long as DJU isn't playing, I think we can beat Duke. I mean, Georgia Tech beat them. They held Duke to 14. I mean, I think we can. If we stop playing some of these guys that don't make plays for us, if we put Kentron on the bench, if we put 21 on the bench, we keep Morlock on the bench, if we put 63 on the bench and throw it early out there, yeah, I think we'd be fine. But this Miami O-line that's supposed to be the strength of this team is getting blasted right now. Is anybody else watching this game? This Cal D-line is eating. Yeah, I think Cam will get there too. It just, you're right. I don't think he's there right now. And again, I can see why they brought in Roydell and Jalen Lucas, because you're at the point now where you're playing Toafili as a true number one running back option. Look at Cal's D line, bro. Got Cam Ward running for his life. But yeah. Singleton, like, I would like to see more of him, but then I'm watching Singleton on one of the kick returns and he's tippy-toeing. I'm like, bro, what are you tippy-toeing for? Get the ball cut and go. So and now you seen they're starting to get Danzy on these wheel routes, which is the play they used to call for Philly, but now they're calling it for Danzy. And they had it dialed up, and Danzy dropped it. I think you'll see a lot more of that stuff with Danzy and Singleton. It looks like Keziah Holmes might be done. I haven't seen Keziah Holmes, I feel like, in weeks right now. I don't know when's the last time I saw Keziah Holmes out there. So they've pretty much moved on from Holmes, and it's the Philly, Cam Davis, Danzy, and Singleton show to some degree with those four backs. And I'm for it, man. Again, if the older guys ain't getting it done, play the young guys, guys. Play the young guys. So I'm with it as far as I'm concerned. Langston says we scored 13 points today. Diaz don't have to do too much to get ready because Mike Norvell will help him out by starting guard receivers and calling wide receiver screams all day. FSU spent $500 million on facility upgrades. No way Alfred allows it for another terrible season. Too much money, and you need fans in that stadium to kind of recoup that 500. You ain't lying, Brandon. You ain't lying at all. I'd be interested to. Again, I don't know what's going to happen this offseason, but I think that conversation's already happened. I think at the SMU that conversation happened, and I think there's some coaches that know they won't be here next year. I'm just interested to see who those guys are, and interested to see who Florida State thinks that they can bring in next year. This is going to be maybe the most crucial offseason in a long time for Florida State. What's happening here sucks. It's not necessarily unprecedented. We have seen teams, programs, a coach kind of in the middle of his reign, so to speak, have like a season that just is like, whoa, what's going on? And them being able to make some changes and bounce back. I think it happened like in Brian Kelly's Notre Dame tenure. He had 1 year where they just couldn't do anything right, and he bounced back. I think it happened to Harbaugh at Michigan. These things have happened before. I don't know if it's to the degree of 1-5 or whatever the case, but teams who've had expectations have fell off and bounced back. FSU can bounce back, but this offseason is going to be extremely critical to the bounce back. Legit changes got to be made for the bounce back. No, it doesn't. I don't think Brock threw a bad ball. Again, go back and watch. Anybody can tell me if I'm wrong. Brock didn't make a poor decision or throw a bad ball. He had a turnover that, again, was the right decision, miscommunication on the route. Brock thought he was going inside. Hakeem goes outside. Hakeem was open on the outside, too. I wish Brock just would have saw it before he threw it and adjusted the play on the fly, but it was pretty obvious that the play was called for the inside, and Hakeem went to the out. It looked like Glenn was expecting like a post, or maybe a skinny post may have been that call. And Hakeem runs either a go or a flag route. That's what it looked like live. Mike has been definitely one of the worst play callers in the country. We've got to get an OC. That's one of the main things on my list is we got a legit OC. We got to get an OC. Holmes was on kick return. Yeah, but it seems like they've moved on for him as far as running back goes. Only thing I see Brock need to really focus on is pulling the ball and taking off running. Yeah, I think Brock has some athleticism to him for sure. I think people are kind of overestimating maybe that. Like he can run and he can make plays with his leg, but it's obvious he wants to throw. He's a pocket passer, right? He wants to throw the ball. His first instinct is to sit there and throw the ball, which I'm okay with. I understand everybody saying, like I was seeing people during the game, he needs to pull some of these read options. And you're not wrong, but that is something that you kind of, he's going to have to learn his way into it. And then for like the natural scrambler, they're going to pull it every time. You know what I'm saying? I think Brock could be fine going forward. He left it all out there tonight. He left it all out there. I'm all for it, man. NFL coach me. Let's go, Cal. Mike Norvell will get one more year, but they can't afford multiple losing seasons with no hope, and that's why I think he gets fired after 20. Well, I mean, if he deserves to get fired, we'll be talking about it. Again, I'm pissed off as anybody, but this offseason is going to be critical for Norvell. Here's my issue, Langston, with what you're saying becomes if you're going to fire Norvell after the next year, which again isn't impossible, but that's not the message you can send if you're really talking. If you're talking about cleaning house at the end of this year and getting a new staff, you cannot be talking about firing Norvell in 25. No, you can't hire anybody that thinks they're going to be jobless in a year. Like that's not you. You just can't. You just can't, right? Did you say bring in Les Miles? Man, if you don't go sit in the corner somewhere, Les Miles. First of all, when's the last time Les Miles coached a football game, first and foremost? When's the last time Les Miles has even coached a game? Last time I checked, he was at Kansas, wasn't he? And got fired from that job. Man, no. Okay, am I back? Am I good? I fell off there for a little bit. We had lost connection for, I don't know, about 10 seconds. Just give me a thumbs up if I'm back and I'm good. It looks like I'm good, so just let me know. Hey, Miami trash, man. Miami's cheeks, bro. I don't care. We might be 1-5, but Miami's cheeks. We beat Cal. That's all I know is we beat Cal. That's all I know. That all I know is we beat Cal. That's all I know. That's all I know. Miami cheeks. I'm about to get kicked out the group here, guys. Watch this. I'm probably about to get kicked out. I'm about to get kicked out the group chat because I said in the group chat, we beat Cal is all I'm saying. So I'm probably about to get kicked out of the group chat here shortly. Okay, I got to push back a little bit on this take. He says it's asinine to talk about firing Norvell. Early, we're in year 5. So this isn't early. This is year 5. But if they do, they need to see what's up with the coach from Vandy. I'm cool with that. Vandy looked like a well-coached football team today. But this is year 5, ice cold. So it's not early at all. And we shouldn't be 1-5 in year 5. So that's where I'm definitely going to push back with that one, 100%, because this is not early. I told the Miami fans, get out of my comment section, get out of my chat, and go watch that game because Cal is putting belt to ass right now. Same Cal that Florida State beat, by the way. I guess that trip to the West Coast got Miami boys tired. Norvell isn't going anywhere unless a big donor buys his new contract out. That ship has sailed. Fellow Knowles focus on the assistant coaching staff. That needs to be hauled in. I won't go as far as to say that that ship is sailed. I don't believe that ship is sailed. I just think that they will give him the opportunity to right the wrongs. Right? I think they will give him the opportunity to right the wrongs. But you're 1-5, and you can say the ship is sailed all you want, and you can talk about all he did in the past. 1-5 is 1-5, and at Florida State, 1-5 that's nasty. And again, this is a staff. Excuse me. This is these are your guys. This isn't a rebuild. This isn't COVID year. This isn't we got a bunch of like to be like when Mike Norvell took over. He took over a really crappy situation. We all acknowledge that because not only was it a COVID year, I don't think people talk about how much the roster was completely. That roster that Mike Norvell inherited was a combination of Jimbo Fisher and Willie Taggart play. A whole bunch of different systems and schemes were all compiled into one jumbled mess on the roster that Norvell inherited. And that's why everybody had so much love and appreciation for a guy who took that. And in year 3, it was a 10-win team. Year 4 goes undefeated and gets snubbed. And to be 1-5 in year 5 with pretty much all of your guys, there's a few lingering guys left, but pretty much this is your team. This is your identity. And you've once again seemed to mismanage the quarterback position that's ridiculous. And once again, it looks like that the better guy was on the bench. They did it with Milton and JT, and now they're doing it with DJ and Glenn. Once again, it looks like the better guy was on the bench. I mean, that's an indictment on you as a evaluator of talent, Mike Norvell, that you continuously put the worst players on the football field. That is an indictment. That is a major indictment on you as far as I'm concerned. Hold on, I'm echoing. Take that. Clemson had 500 yards on FSU. Y'all acting like this. Who said it wasn't more? There's no way you've watched this entire live stream and what you've gotten out of this is a moral victory. I've been pretty pissed off the entire live stream. I'm not sure where you getting that from. I think you're just talking just to be heard right now because ain't nobody talking about who the hell is happy. I've been on here over an hour long and they ain't said what? A lot of y'all y'all just like to be, y'all just talk just to talk. Norvell is a G5 Conference USA ass. We will never get over the hump. With dude, he talked like a professor and can't recruit. He's supposed to be an offense guru, and we can't hit 30 this. Yes. Get it out, Corey. Get it out. Moral victories, apparently. We're accepting moral victories. I don't know where that's coming from. Get it out, Corey. Yeah, but no assistants or difference makers can make 2025 another losing season. How many seasons does this dude get to lose before they fire him? You can't win this year or next. Well, I don't know if you can win. Well, you can't win this year for sure, but you don't know if they can't win next year. You don't know that at all. We see the talent on this team. Again, Landon Thomas will be a year older. Now, granted, you got to keep these guys. Amari Williams will be a year older. Like Blake Nicholson will be a year older. Kirkland will be a year older. Hell, even Marvin Jones Jr. will be a year older for what that's worth. A lot of these guys again, are young and will be a year better next year. There's Brock Glenn will be a year older. Cam Davis will be like, there's talent on this team. Hakeem, you get Justin Hill back. There's who the hell says we can't win next year? That I don't buy that at all. Do we need major changes? Yes, but just to already say we're gonna suck next year, I don't buy that at all. Don't buy that at all. If you lose enough, man, you saw it with A&M. You see it. You lose enough, somebody will put it up. There's a lot of people that's investing. We talked about a little bit earlier. There's $500 million invested into that stadium and the facilities going forward. People have already put the money up for that. Do you think those people that have already invested that money want to watch this? Multiple somebodies will fork up the money if this continues. Well, it's pretty obvious that he has not evaluated talent. That you said that's confusing. It's concerning to me, Ryan. Hakeem goes to Georgia. Okay, let's hope not. I think Hakeem stays, and that's true too. The D tackle room is probably at the first glance the only room that you go ugh, because you only bringing back what Lions and KJ. Maybe I mean you got Denaz White and Flag, but so you're gonna need a big infuse of talent in that defensive tackle room. Mike and this staff can't recruit for bro. They, I hear you. What can they recruit? Again, skill position wise, they've been pretty decent actually. It's the positions that change, that move the chains, and that changes the dynamics of the football team. Like last live stream, I talked about how I felt like the quarterback position has been either recruited poorly or evaluated terribly. It's pretty obvious to me that the quarterback position hasn't been recruited poorly. Brock Glenn looked like a little bit of a player. I'm going to assume that Luke Corman Hope probably a bit of a player. But I'm going to tell you right, but it's obvious that they haven't been able to evaluate what the hell they have in that room. It's pretty obvious that they have not been able to evaluate that room. Since the moment Norvell got here, when it was James Blackman, and then they moved from James Blackman. Remember who the person was? Norvell was the first person Norvell pulled off the bench. It wasn't Jordan Travis. It was Tate Rodemaker. And he had to bring in Jordan Travis against Jacksonville State to bail out Tate Rodemaker. We were losing that game. Only to go into next year and bring in Mackenzie Milton and lose to Jacksonville State by starting Mackenzie Milton. And it wasn't until they finally pulled the plug on Milton that Jordan Travis saved that. And then the next 2 years is history. And here we happen. History seems to repeat itself. Deja fucking vu. We riding out with DJU. And then granted, we didn't win the Clemson game, but there's no way you didn't watch that game today and look at Brock Glenn and go, damn, he should have been playing the entire year. What could have been? What could have been? Well, no shit, we're going to start over if we fire Norvell. That's the whole point of starting over. You could either start over or continue to see 1-5 go forward. Continue to bad front seven recruiting and continue to poor offensive line play. That's documented. Yeah, either we're going to start over or he's going to fix it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Third and 9. Good throw. And 3 dropped it. Cam kind of set 3 up for that, though. Miami getting dominated by the Cal Bears, y'all. Miami getting dominated by the Cal damn Bears. Terry says Norvell Atkins is going to have to go back to the portal. Well, absolutely. So at the end of this year's going to be another big portal class because I don't expect this. I don't expect this recruiting class to be really worth the damn. If I'm being honest with you, so they're going to have to dig into the portal for sure. But you shouldn't be targeting the quarterback. You're probably definitely going heavy. O-line, D-line, mainly D-line. If you got some young O-linemen that maybe can see the field, like Jonathan Daniels and Manasseh and Lucas Simmons should theoretically be ready at that point. Todd, obviously talk about Otto. Like you do have some younger offensive linemen that maybe are ready by next year. Obviously they'll bring some guys in, sprinkle some guys in because they always do. You probably want to bring in a running back in the portal. DJU in the SMU game was not bad. He threw 3 picks. He wasn't bad. He threw 3 interceptions. He turned the ball over 3 times. What do you mean he wasn't bad? Now, the play calling in that game, there were moments in that game that should have been better for sure. The SMU game wasn't his worst game, if that's what you're trying to get at. It wasn't his worst game. I think Memphis might have been the worst game I watched from him. Memphis was god-awful. But he still had 3 turnovers. As, again, a 6th-year, 5th-year senior, whatever the hell DJ is, your job is to protect the football. Brock Glenn did that for the most part. Thank you. Like, of course we're gonna start over. When you going 1-5, starting over is irrelevant, especially in the transfer portal era where you might have no choice. Right now, FSU, relatively speaking, bigger picture, FSU is sitting okay. But what happens when Charles Lester and Lucas? What happens when all these other players didn't hit the transfer portal and go elsewhere? Then you starting over anyway. I hate people putting it all on JT. Verse Fist, Delos, Ronaldo, and Jerry were really good. The reason the defense was good, they made Fuller. Don't disagree with that at all. I'm strictly talking about the quarterback position and how it's been completely mismanaged. But I don't disagree with any of that. Obviously, watch what Verse and Fisk are doing on Sundays right now. Oh, Terrence, I forgot about you. T, you ready? Yeah, let me bring T in. It's in the group chat. One major question to me is the question of Armella's development and lack thereof. How is a high 4 or 5-star lineman not productive? Great question, Terry. Great question. Great question. Why can't you get anything out of Julian Armella? Why can't you get anything out of somebody's? 100% agree with that. That's a great question. I wish I had the answers for you. And I agree with the Grill Master. That's what I've been saying. Play the young guys. At least if they feel like they're a part of the rebuild, they're less likely to leave. I agree with that. But if you're losing and LaWayne McCoy can't get on the field, what's his incentive to stay? If you're losing and Jalen Early can't get on the field, what's his incentive to stay? The young guys out there, man. Brock definitely should have been put in that BC game after DJ missed Portier on that wide open touchdown. Cam can't. That Miami O line is looking pretty bad tonight. Luckily Cam's pretty mobile, so he can still extend plays and make some plays. But the strength of that offense, that O line, is getting whooped by a Cal D line that, FSU was all right. Again, we won the game, so. I see you, T.
Yes, sir.
What's up, bro?
Nah, man, chilling.
How you feel?
I'm not disappointed in that game.
Interesting. Yeah, go ahead. What's your thoughts on that game? I want your thoughts on that game.
I got to, I had some people over, but I was watching. I'm like, at first I was like, but I liked everything I saw from Brock. Like, now my thing is, I also feel like play calling was different.
Well, to me, it seemed like they let Brock Glenn throw the ball vertically.
Oh, he was launching that motherfucker.
Which is crazy that they never let DJ do that. That was supposed to be his whole strength.
I thought it was too. Like, did he have an injury that we missed or something?
Or quarterback that we obviously didn't trust. Go ahead, man. Continue. My bad.
Well, Brock was launching the motherfucker. He was putting it downfield. He was standing in the pocket. It was great. It ain't even about moral victories or anything, but I like what I saw out of him. The defense made some pretty good stands. They had they breaks, but they made some really good stands overall. Just some errors that just really took us out of the game. But I'm also my major issue, and I think it's been being said a little bit. I didn't get to watch most of the show, but like, if we gonna do this youth movement, let's do it.
Right. I agree. Let's not half-ass. At this point, what we half-assing it for?
I'm watching Darius Washington, trying to protect his shot at going to the NFL, light up our running back. Like I remember them. Let Early do that. Let Early make that mistake. Like let Armella make that mistake. Let Simmons make that mistake. Like let me see these guys on the field. Let me see.
Bro, I actually forgot all about that play. He destroyed.
Bro, hey, I was like, what just happened? And they thought the linebacker did it. And I was just like,
remembered that play now that you brought it up.
He lit his ass up.
Was it Toafili, right?
Yeah, I was like, well, damn.
Decleated him. That was fun.
You heard that. You heard, like, goddamn, like, what is going on here? Like, but
Darius, man, I did not expect him to be this bad.
My thing is this. I'd rather see Hakeem, Luane McCoy, and all these other guys out there dropping those passes that Darius Williamson, and Kentron Portier are dropping. I'd rather see those guys out there dropping those passes.
No, I agree with that.
If you're gonna it makes sense. These guys, how many years these guys been on campus?
Since Mike got here. Darian Williamson and Portier are part of Mike's first recruiting class.
Man,
and the fact that they're on the field is ridiculous.
Dropping passes in the hands. What's crazy is those plays decided, hey, we're going to lose this game. They were a big part of, we're not going to win this game. Or we're not even, like, we could have been, this game could have been a lot closer.
Yeah, for sure.
At minimum, it could have been a lot closer. And I was just like,
what'd you think of the young tight ends?
Oh, I loved it, man. Seeing Amari and Landon, Logan, Landon, yeah.
Landon,
just out in the field. Landon was a little bit slower than I thought he was going to be. Mm-hmm. His running looked a little labored. I thought he was a little bit more fluid than that. But he was still getting open, catching passes. It was a beautiful thing to see. I think I made mention of it in our group chat. I was like, I'm loving seeing these tight ends, man. Like, they out there. Like, I ain't got to look at West and Courtney and these boys out there no more. What were they not on the field because of injuries, or what was the situation?
Courtney actually caught a screen pass.
Why is Courtney catching the freaking?
I don't know, bro. I don't know why.
You want to know what? Courtney was a baller. Like he did well with the ball in his hands when he was in high school. So I could see maybe trying it. But you got two guys who are clearly better athletes than him, and Amari and Landon. So I'm not feeling it.
No, but I don't think any Jackson West, Courtney, Morlock should all be told to pack your bags and go find another place to play football.
I don't even mind Morlock seeing time, but he's like it should be those three. It should be Morlock.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Unless he's strictly blocking.
And I mean, he's gonna do that better than the other two, the two guys we're talking about.
So he'll do that better than the freshman for sure. So, but we shouldn't be targeting him on no passes, no more.
Yeah.
And that boy Jabril Powers, I don't even know, is he still on the team? Like, how come this guy can't see the field?
Bro, that's there's a missing class. Dude, am I the only one who sees that? There's a missing recruiting class. Like, these guys not seeing the field. Like, they not. What happened to them? There's 15 to 20 guys. I don't know where they are. More Jabril. I mean, I get he was a tape because of early, but like Jabril early, like Armella not being on this football field is weird.
It is weird.
Otto?
He's a freshman and he didn't play great, but given what it was,
he's a freshman, and you telling me he's better than
he played admirable. You feel me? But I agree. Like, how come Armella too? But something's going on, bro. Something's going on.
I'm missing something.
And Ferguson is bad. You tell me Armella can't be better than 69? Because I'm tired of seeing 69 at this point.
I mean, it's something we don't know.
It's got to be. There's something else deeper than just what we see, because a lot of these decision making on offense in terms of personnel do not make sense to me.
And I got a question. I think the score was I don't know why this happened. The score was 23-13, right? Did we go for it on fourth down and field goal range?
No, we you might be thinking
because I missed a couple plays.
We went for 2. That's why it ended up being 13.
Okay.
We were trying to get it to an 8-point game.
I got distracted and I was doing something else.
Trying to get it to
wait a minute, why are we?
So they went for 2, which in my opinion was the right call. I would have done that.
Yeah, that's the right call. Okay. I was just lost. I was like, I saw we were like in the red zone. I'm like, wait, what the hell is going on? And I kind of missed it. I'm like, did we just? But that's the thing. I didn't remember seeing a kickoff afterwards. That's why I was really confused. I was like, they had the ball like damn near at the same spot. Like, I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not mad about the effort. That's one thing. There was actual effort in this game the whole way through. We could have folded when it was 17-0 or whatever it was.
Yeah, I thought the team played hard, man.
They could have folded. They grabbed their nutsack and decided, we ain't gonna go out like this.
Even the defense, I thought played hard. I just think they've just been the coaches are doing a lot of these players a disservice, in my opinion.
Explain what you mean by that.
They're not putting them in positions to be successful, in my opinion. Defensively, for sure. We already been talking about at length what's going on with the offense. But that defense has players on it, man. And the fact that you watch this defense and all we do is rush for and play man. We don't do anything different. We don't do any stunts. We don't do anything exotic. We don't delay blitz. We don't do anything.
The one time we blitzed, they ran for 60 yards.
Huh?
The one time we blitzed, they ran for 60 yards.
It was an ill time when we do blitz, it's an ill time blitz. Like, why would
Hey,
you blitz?
Maffa slow ass ran for 60 yards.
Bro. So just everything across the board, like, yeah.
I will say this. I'm surprised we are so bad at run blocking.
Yeah, we're atrocious at run blocking.
I'm like, there's no reason, and it makes me wonder if it's play calling on the runs. Maybe we just run blocking can be simplified.
I think it's a mix of Mike Norvell's been so predictable with his play calling that teams know exactly what he's calling when he's calling it.
Oh, they go downhill every time we run the ball. It's like everybody's coming downhill.
They know it. So Mike Norvell's been predictable, and the line hasn't been good, to be honest with you. So it's just a combination of those two things.
And it's just sad to watch, man. I'm just like, and I'm watching Toa Philly try to run the ball, man. I know it can't all just be, and we still haven't seen him run a wheel route.
No, they were running Makai Danzy with that today, though.
Why not give it to the motherfucker who's caught touchdowns and broke 70 yards, man?
I think because you're using him as a primary back now, because you don't have a primary back, so you're using him as the primary back. So now you got to kind of use other guys in that role that they were originally.
I ain't trying to hear that shit, man. I ain't trying to hear all that, bro.
I'm just telling you what it is. I get it. I mean, Danzy's got to catch that ball, but he's a freshman too, so I'll live with that. Those are things that I think eventually you're going, that stuff will click.
And I remember the play that you're talking about, right? So that was he lined up. We lined him up at like freaking wide receiver. And he did that.
And then he motioned into the backfield. Yeah.
Yeah, he motioned across the backfield.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about just straight up like you pull everybody. It's like almost like a left side flood, backside wheel route. I haven't seen that play called.
No, I don't think they've called that much at all this year.
A backside, it's like a backside wheel route play, like, and you don't see that call, and it works so much. Like you would think, even like the runs, you haven't seen I don't see true counters.
We can't block it. They don't. Frankly, they don't need to run the counter. We have more success when we're just running like power because they don't block. They can't block the counter. I wouldn't run it. I'd stop running it. We have more success when we just run straight at the defense. And even then, half the time, the O-line not only is not blocking it, but again, it's so predictable that defense knows exactly what's coming, and everybody just
like them wide receiver screens, boy. They sitting on them, boy. I'm surprised they're throwing more interceptions, bro, on those wide receiver screens. Like they literally sitting on them every single time. It's insane. Like, but that's what they want to call.
So at 1-5, I mean, you got to buy a week. I mean, I don't know what your expectations are. I mean, expectations are shot.
Expectations about what?
So what are you doing the rest of the year?
I'm letting my young guys. I'm letting my young guys play. What Norvell gonna do? Oh, I don't have no fucking clue. Duke, you gotta be Duke, man. You gotta be Duke, right? You get.
Georgia Tech today. So I mean, I think Duke is definitely a winnable game. The offense, again, Brock Glenn wasn't perfect, but if you could watch that offense today and say, "Oh, that offense looked way more
markedly better."
Markedly better than anything we saw the last 4 weeks.
Brock looked way better than he looked against Louisville, wasn't it?
And Clemson's the best defense you've played this year, by the way. So it's not like Brock got the easy defense and DJU was going against all the hard defenses.
So I say Brock pulled his groin. Bullshit.
I don't think he pulled his groin. got hurt at the end of the game, or looked like he was hurt. Unless that's official and that's been put out, which Norvell probably wouldn't put that out. I don't think Brock pulled his groin.
I don't know who he think he is.
I think he got hit in the meat. That's what I honestly think happened.
I don't see nothing right now.
Even if he did, that would not. They wouldn't put that out right now.
That'd be way too soon.
It was a bunch of speculation. I don't think Brock pulled his groin.
He got hit in the nuts.
Yeah, he's holding his nuts, but I don't think he pulled his groin. But he
played pretty well, man. Like
and then imagine if the people catch the ball. Brock throws for over 3. If people catch the ball, Brock throws for over 300. If that bullshit holding call on auto that Malik Brock throws for over 300.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. He did kind of hold. He pulled him down as he was falling down.
Bro, he tripped over that man. That man, he just got ran over.
He still held on to his pad.
I didn't see him holding that.
He had a grab, like I was about to I was kind of pissed at first, but then I watched it the third time. The third time they showed it, I was like, yeah, he got that. You know, can't win them all.
I can't on college football 25, so I don't know if I can do it in real life, man.
Yeah, his defense trash. So he don't know what to do in NCAA 25. Hey, I'll mark it up. You've been busy, man. You've been out there working.
I'm almost out of here, bro. We packing up all this stuff. I'm almost out of here.
Let me know, man, when you get home.
Yeah,
we'll figure something out.
Brock clearly developed this offseason. He was far better than he was at the end of last year. And Brock did a presser after the game. He is fine. He was on the presser? Okay, yeah. If there was no way with a pulled groin, he's out. He's at the press conference after the game if he pulled his groin.
Yeah, he getting worked on.
No, but he does look better than what we saw against Louisville. And then you also got to remember, man, Louisville and all that stuff, that was
a good team.
That was championship football. You know what I'm saying? Like
ACC championship game.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Jared kicked me from the group, by the way. I knew it was coming.
I bet.
I knew it was coming. He kicked me out.
I bet. What she mean, her phone? All right. Sound good. My bad. My daughter talking about she need her phone back, so she need my phone because my wife's phone died.
What do you think about Hakeem, man? He's getting
remember what? Hey, you remember when we used to force the ball to old boy? He's the one that wore the mask.
Terry.
Terry. He should be getting that many targets. Like, there's no reason he shouldn't be getting Tamarian Terry level targets. Every time
I see a ball go to number 1 or 21, that should be going to 8. I don't understand.
Bro, it makes my stomach.
I don't understand.
Curl, like watching them get.
And the crazy thing, when Hakeem gets his hand on the ball, he catches it. Not only that, you can see how big and strong he is. There's a couple of those plays where he almost broke tackles and was out of there. Hakeem got it, man. He just need more. I think Hakeem got a bright future, bro.
Hold on, Debo.
He got a bright future.
Yes, baby. You need daddy phone? Hey, hold on. Okay. Debo came from my phone. But yeah, Hakeem, bro, like with 21, I love these kids, man. I like watching them play. But ain't no reason they should be getting them targets. Portier, like, bro, come on, man. Like, just stop. Like, why? It's so many other kids I've ever see getting targets. At this point,
yeah, I want to see Elijah Moore.
Them tight ends.
I want to see Elijah Moore up there. I want to see LaWayne McCoy out there. Hell, from what I've heard, BJ Gibson is killing it in practice. Put him out there, coach.
Let me get some 2 tight end sets.
They had Amari and Landon Thomas out there.
Amari and Landon. That's all. I need Williams and Thomas. and then whatever two receivers you want, as long as it's not Williamson and Portier.
Yeah, I don't need them two out there at all.
I don't mind seeing Douglas. I don't mind seeing Rasul Douglas. You know, yeah, them boys are trash.
What's your take on Cam? He seems to be struggling so far. I personally just think he's not college football ready yet.
Yeah, man. He
looks the part.
I think he's catching up to the speed of the game still.
Yeah.
Like, because he's getting to the hole. Once contact happens, he's still that's what it shows.
They pushed that pile for another 5 or 6 yards. Like he had that one.
He pushed it a few on his own before it like got the movement. He was still like driving. And I know they give a lot of that credit to the running back, but he was pushing the pile, and then everybody hopped on and got 5, 6, 7 yards out of it. But I think I can agree with his speed being an issue right now, but I don't think it's because he's not fast enough as much as I think he's adjusted to the speed of the game. So he's not hitting the hole with the confidence that he did in high school for obvious reasons. And not every back is going to be an explosive back. You want me to tell you the truth? I think he's looking right now like how Maffa is for Clemson.
Okay.
Like he's not as big as Maffa, I guess, but that's the type of run style he has right now.
So that's what you see him being in the future, Maffa.
I see him like, more so like I'm going to hit this hole. And if it's there, I'm going to get you about 40. I can get you 40, but I ain't breaking no 80-yard touchdown runs. Right. You know, he ain't Leon Washington. He not,
Yeah, I think we just got to be patient with Cam. I think there's a lot of expectations, but just be patient with him.
He's a freshman, true freshman.
Right.
Like, and then that's the other part. The holes ain't there. We talk about him breaking runs. He's trying to find the hole. He's Greg doing Jones the mental part. Beast. Yeah, Greg Jones. We can't.
Greg compare. Jones was 6'3", 235. So.
Like
240 and could run.
That was a grown freaking man.
He was different.
That was a grown man.
Rick was different.
Like, it's not too many people.
Fucking ass to sleep. Whoa, shit, what the fuck good buddy hit me with? I told him I wasn't sleepy. He had to have a brick in that bitch.
Like, it's not too many people gonna put Sean Taylor on their back. Squared up in the hole, one-on-one. Not too many people putting him on his back.
So let's go to defense then, because I got some defenders I need to talk about.
I feel like I'm going to give props to a couple people first.
Okay, go ahead.
Patrick Payton. I remember the first game of the year, Patrick Payton disappointed me. I've seen a few games. He hasn't done everything, but this game again, he stepped up and made some pretty solid plays.
Number 5 has been your best player, period. Farmer, game in and game out, is playing his ass off. And he's the only defensive lineman that's pretty much unblockable when he wants to be.
That's the problem,
Number 5 is probably the only defensive player that I don't think he's lost any money. When you look at his play in a vacuum, I think 5 has been the best player on the defense.
I can give you that. 6 had a chance to make money. He's been terrible.
Get the hell out of here. 6. He takes his ass back to Miami as far as
I think Pat's still
Pat get drafted, but that first
he's a day 2 guy.
Yeah, he's day 2 guy.
He's a day 2. I think he's going to test
well. And he goes to the right team. He could probably cook.
Outside linebacker.
Yeah, he could probably cook.
He's fluid enough to drop in coverage a little bit and be an edge rusher. Outside as a ride, boy. Ooh, whoa, God.
Hold on,
talk about losing some money.
Let's stay in the front 7 before we go to the.
Front 7.
Yeah,
who else? For me, there's nobody else to talk about.
Well, you got your linebackers, so no Lundy today. Lundy, I think, was left out because he was hurt. I don't think you missed him, though. As a matter of fact, Not only do I not think you missed Lundy, did you notice that Clemson wasn't able to target that the running backs in the passing game in
You
this?
want to know
In this
why?
game?
Because Cam Riley was chasing the S's down instead of.
I think 18's coming along, man.
Yeah, he did play well. I did see
Yeah,
him make some plays.
18's
And
coming along.
low key, I think he's who was that guy for the Patriots? Could play multiple positions at linebacker. He was pretty solid in coverage.
Yeah, or you talking about like Teddy
Black
Bruschi?
dude.
Oh,
Nah, black guy. He could play the edge, but he could also drop. He was pretty solid in coverage. Patriots, way past Teddy, more recent than Teddy Bruschi era. Jared liked him a lot.
I'm not sure who you're talking about, honestly.
And then he left, went somewhere else. Well, basically, I feel like he's pretty versatile.
Yeah, okay.
I think Cam Riley's a very versatile, not Hightower either, but Cam Riley is very versatile at the linebacker position. I think what he's going to do. I think he has a future in the NFL just based upon that, his versatility. I like to see what's going to happen with him next year. Because he's. I feel like he can do more. I feel like once he gets, if he can mentally grasp the game the way he should be able to, that he can play anywhere on the field and just make his own decisions on the field. Like he can be one of those guys I need you to go do you. Like he has that physical ability. And I want to see how that ends up turning out. But I don't know if it, and I feel like that'll be really good instead of get guy named like Blake, who's just fundamentally sound. Like them two at linebacker in the
looks
future.
like a linebacker. Is Riley a senior or a redshirt junior? I think he's a senior, but either way,
He's junior.
Is
Matter of fact,
Cam Riley a junior?
He might, yeah.
Let me check. I think he's a senior, but I'll double check.
I swear he was a sophomore for some reason.
Hold on. I know he's not a sophomore.
Like he was a redshirt sophomore.
No. I think Cam Riley's either a redshirt junior or a senior.
Oh, he is a senior. Damn. That's disappointing.
He's a senior? Okay.
Who's the other guy that I'm thinking about then?
Not sure. Yeah, they listed him as a senior.
I guess it was Murphy who I'm thinking about. That was
You're only getting him for 1 year. Yeah, Murphy's a sophomore.
Well, he can make. Yeah, all I said about Riley, you can take that back. Unless he can. It might be Judon, bro. I feel like it wasn't Judon, bro. That's just a.
I think you found the linebacker. You know, like I think you find guys that can actually grow and learn to play together. Even I don't think number 9 looked terrible today. So maybe starting to figure some things out. 28, 20, 9, 18. If that's your rotation going forward, I'm all for it.
I mean, you can't argue with that. Like I think there's opportunity there for them guys to like really be to improve. It's a damn shame that the boy is senior. But I think I like the idea of like moving forward, having Nicholson and Riley start. Because Riley's just 6'5", man, and sitting in the middle of that defense is a nice thing to have, and a guy who can really actually fluidly run sideline to sideline.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I know you didn't want to talk about the secondary.
Go for the secondary.
Hey man, boy, somebody lost some money.
There's a couple guys in the secondary that's losing money.
As right, Thomas.
AZ is coming back. He's a junior. There's no way he's going to the NFL. He's coming back next year.
He better.
I don't know where Cypress. Cypress ain't making no money. Shaheem continues to lose money.
Conrad ain't been playing like I want him to.
No.
Like I expected a lot more. I expected the secondary to actually be a strength, and they look lost sometimes, bro. Like no, I've not seen anybody exhibit any type of ball skills, and I won't put that on Surtain. Same way we putting some of this stuff on as far as the offensive line on Atkins. Like the way these guys are
Well, I
attacking the
gotta
ball,
put
the
it
way
all on Atkins because Atkins been here 5 years. That's your group.
I hear you.
If you want to defend
I agree.
Surtain, not everybody in that secondary, guys, he recruited. This is only Surtain's second year.
You got to coach who you got too, as well, man.
No, I get it. You got to coach who you got. And again, like I don't know why Kevin Knowles continues to be on the field. Guys like Earl Little have been a disappointment. I feel like Edwin Joseph deserves more snaps, but for whatever reason, it's like they don't want to put him out there. It's like whenever he is out there, he flashes. I need that sack that he
who,
almost
Joseph?
had. Yeah, Edwin. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
continues to flash.
He has. They just, like I said, I'm all for everybody. Youth movement. Let's go.
Yeah, everybody's position should be up for nobody's. Excuse me. Nobody's position should be locked.
Even Toafili. Like
unless you're Farmer, and even if there's nobody to take Farmer's spot, so even if you wanted to,
I lock in Peyton and Farmer.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Peyton and Farmer, a whole O-line can see what they got to see. I don't really care.
Nobody on the offense has their job secure, as far as I'm concerned,
except Landon Thomas.
Except them two young tight ends.
Hey, put both of them. They start.
I don't disagree, man.
What you mean you start two tight ends? I'm starting two tight ends.
It's time to see what Lester can do. Kai Bates, Ricky Knight. I know Jamari Howard's hurt for the year. Who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting somebody else in that secondary, aren't I?
Who was that freshman safety?
It's Ricky Knight.
Yeah.
So they brought in Lester, Bates, Howard, who's out for the year.
Jamari, yeah.
And then Knight. And did they bring in one more? Maybe
I feel like it was 5 or 6.
I thought they brought in like 5.
Let me see. Any more? If it was somebody who was like a 3-star, maybe. Bates.
At this point, I don't care.
Let them play. Put them on the field. Yeah, Ricky Knight. Yeah, that was it, bro.
That's it. Okay.
Earl, what? Earl hurt?
No, they moved him to safety. I don't think he's hurt.
I'm about to say I didn't see him.
He's just been bad. Like Earl Little's been at that slot. He just hasn't been good.
Yeah, that's all of them right there. Ain't nobody else.
Yeah, I would probably pair up Lyons and Farmer. I don't disagree with that, champ. Will Daniel Lyons be flashing?
But yeah, AZ trash, man. He been playing like trash. Hopefully he have a Jerry Jones like turn around his last
Jerry
year.
Jones Renaissance.
Yeah, hey man, it was good to watch that one too. It was good to watch that. Made it a lot easier when I spoke to him face to face. I was like, "How you feel about it? You was considerably better than you were the years before." He was like, "Man, it was." He blamed the old boy, the DB coach before Surtain.
That's what he kind of alluded. I know you said that's what he kind of told you.
He was like, he felt like he was being coached from how to coach DBs 101 book. Like,
I think Grady's the junior, man.
Yeah, Grady got another year on him.
Yeah, I think Grady has got another year on him.
Grady got another year. Yeah.
Ashland Barker should have had an interception today. Somehow the ball went right through his hands.
Bro, I don't know how that one got through. That should have been intercepted. I feel like Hussey should have had an interception when he ended up hitting dude.
That was a terrible ball. Hussey just didn't play. I don't know what was going on there.
That's what made me want to blame Sartain. Like, what he coached these guys? Like, yeah, it was Marcus Woodson.
I just realized something. Jaylen Brown, did he play today?
Didn't see him.
I didn't see him either.
I'm kind of getting sick of Benson. Like,
Benson made it. Like, I mean, I don't know. He made some catches.
Benson's a hit or miss guy for me. Like,
the problem is if he's your one, right? It can be a little frustrating, but like he made the one play that got called back, but he made another play where he almost sat down but kept his balance and got a few extra yards there at the end of the game.
Yeah, I saw that, and that was a nice play.
He usually has, a few of those plays in him. I just thought about Jaylen Brown not playing today. That kind of is interesting. You probably could have used him instead of throwing, again, to 1 or 21. Get Jaylen Brown out there.
Hey, it makes me wonder, like, what's going to happen with the portal after this season. It makes me wonder. I'm surprised some guys ain't started hitting the portal yet already. Did they score again?
Who, Miami?
Hopefully, Cal. Nah, they didn't.
No.
Somebody said TD.
That was a stupid throw by Cam, and pick 6 at that. Miami's getting blown out. At least there's something we can smile about tonight.
Oh, hey, he about to comment. He about to comment.
Oh, he added me back to the group.
Yeah, he added you. He said something about get your jokes in. Oh, man. Hey, I actually have hope for this Miami game all of a sudden. Is that wrong?
Sucks. Their defense sucks. The problem is Cam Ward's going to pick our defense apart.
I think that's a
if we don't
legitimate
bring
concern.
Different looks and try to confuse him, like the reason Cal's having so much success, their D-line is destroying that O-line right now. Cal's D-line is balling right now. And if we can't do that, we're not going to beat Miami. If we can do it, we might beat them.
Basically, Farmer Lions and Patrick Payton got to bring the A game. I like blitzes with Cam Riley, by the way.
Look, Cal getting pressure with just 4.
Yeah.
What happened to that Miami O-line that was supposed to be elite?
ELITE. It was some interesting upsets today,
bro.
Throw.
That is a dumb. What is Cam? He rolled all the way to what? The right and threw it back left?
Sound about right.
Threw it back right? Like, what are you doing?
Hey, it was some interesting upsets today, ain't it?
Bro, what you think about that Vandy game?
Vanderbilt.
How do you go from beating Georgia, like DeBoer in his first year makes the statement that Bama still owns Georgia, and
then lose to Vanderbilt?
Lose to Vandy next week. You talk about having that fan base turn on you. That will get it.
Hey, but what also got me? Tennessee lost.
Yeah, Tennessee lost to Arkansas.
I think who else lost? Mizzou lost
to SMU.
Mizzou lost to Texas A&M, 41-10.
Mizzou got waxed by Texas A&M, like skull drug.
And Michigan lost again to Washington.
Yep.
USC lost. Bro, it's like
USC lost?
It's at least, to Minnesota.
Oh, shit. I think,
bro.
Like 17-0?
Lost 17-24.
I thought they were up like 17-0 at one point.
Or 5 top
USC?
11 teams lost. 5 teams in the top 11 lost, bro.
Y'all want Lincoln Riley in Tallahassee?
Fuck Lincoln Riley.
No, okay. I was just asking.
You see them the Dion rumor starting to pick up again.
Oh God. Who's Colorado play next?
No, leave Colorado alone, man. They ain't do that to you, man.
Y'all bring them up every time. So I want to know who they play.
But what that got to do with who Colorado play?
I'm curious to see.
I just said the rumors picked up. That's what happens when you got a 1-5 coach.
Yeah, I hear it.
And in a Florida State legend who's coaching pretty well, winning football games in another program.
You said he's coaching pretty well.
They winning football games, bro.
They was 4-1 last year too. Is all I'm gonna say. But we'll see what happens. We'll see.
I think they beat better teams this year.
But they play Kansas State next week. You think they beat?
They lost to Kansas State last year.
I don't know, man. UCF looks pretty bad
now. But bro, we were talking about they were looking good.
Yeah,
before that loss,
and then they got blown out by Florida, and they got beat by Colorado. So UCF isn't that good, especially when you get blown out by Colorado and Florida. They beat Baylor, who lost again today. Baylor is 2-4 on the year. They beat Colorado State, who I think is like one win so far this year. So when you say they're beating better teams, I can't. No, they're 2-3. Sorry, Colorado State's 2-3.
I mean, this Kansas State game will say something.
Yeah, Kansas State's a real team,
20th ranked team,
and then the only real team they played was Nebraska, and they got manhandled in that game.
And you want to know something? I think it was clear. There were clearly times where in the second half they played considerably better. Adjustments were made, and they could have played better in the second half. So I take into account like they shit pushed in the first half, but the second half they shut them out.
I mean, two touchdowns was called back though in that second half.
Ifs and fifths.
I'm just saying.
Ifs and fucking fifths. Like,
but Cam Ward is getting.
They were called back for a reason.
Cam Ward's getting molested tonight, though. I'm just saying. I don't know if y'all watching this, but Cam Ward is getting. He doesn't have.
I saw that first drive.
This looks like Shedeur. This looks like Shedeur last year or earlier this year. Like Cam Ward don't have time to think right now. Miami's O-line is getting used and abused.
By Cal,
guys.
That's wild. They score again here, boy. If they score again, because what are y'all lining on? I don't know what, 20 or something? It's over with.
What do you mean chill? What'd I do?
Chill what happened?
I don't know. He told me to chill. Is it because I'm talking about Miami or what?
Why I gotta be tripping with the Dion talk? I didn't even say he was coming, or nor did I say I want him to come to Florida State. Like, I just said the rumors picked up.
Cam Ward looking like DJU right now.
hey, it's clearing up of who the number one quarterback.
Is it?
I've always thought it was Shedeur. Yeah, it's Shedeur. It was never back.
I think it's going to be between him and Quinn Edwards.
It depends on what happens with Quinn coming back as well, though.
Well, honestly, I'll be honest with you. Regardless, I mean, I get Texas, but Edwards is still a talent. Like
Yeah, he's still a talent, but like,
And like, let's say they don't want to make that move officially, they'll just say they're locking Edwards down for the year. Like, they're not going to bench him. I don't believe they're going to bench him. Sark's not going to bench him, even if he wants to stick with Arch. They'll come up with some Edwards is going to get a surgery or something like that. So that'll protect his draft stock. But outside of that, I mean, what other quarterback? Carson Beck is who I thought he was. He's no good.
garbage.
Yeah, garbage. Cam Ward, I mean, even though he throws a beautiful ball, but he makes stupid decisions. Cam Ward plays stupid. He believes way too much in his abilities.
He think he college Jameis.
I don't know who he think he is.
He think he college Jameis. Like,
Jameis
sir, I
never
hate
did
to.
stuff like that though.
Jameis did it. He just got away with it. His arm talent was far superior to.
Look, Jameis threw bad interceptions, but Jameis never rolled left and threw back across his body throwing pick sixes. Like, he never did stuff like that.
Nah. He ain't had time to be rolling left and throwing right. He had people open. Texas has best QB. I mean, duh.
Yeah, absolutely. Texas has the best QB.
Duh. Nah, no offense, but duh. I think even a third string guy is like a 5-star. If I'm,
I don't know who their third string guy is, but I know Murphy was in that quarterback room too.
and it could start in for at least 10 to 15 top 25 teams. I would have took him over before DJ was an option. Like while DJ was an option and Cam was an option. When Cam was no longer an option, I'd have went with him if I could.
Murphy, but
yeah.
When I said I wanted Murphy over DJ, people told me I was crazy.
I can see it. I like Murphy. I like Murphy. He's a gamer. Hey, we gotta play him. I hate we have to play him. Boy, for to come in here and he better not beat us with no goddamn.
Texas is gonna lose to Oklahoma. Oklahoma don't have a quarterback. Almighty.
Hey, watch your mouth.
They benched your boy. Your boy got benched.
Going through. Hey, he did not get benched.
And the freshman ain't nothing to be excited about, honestly. Oklahoma's not beating Texas unless they find a quarterback.
You know, that's going to be a big deal out here, too.
Yeah.
You know, that's next week. I think the guy's name is the freshman that came in is Trey Owens. Let me see.
Shit.
Yeah. Well, Texas got a roster, bro.
They do. Sark's done his thing.
What was Trey Owens? Nah, he was just a 4-star.
You say Mario gonna be? Nah, he ain't gonna be on the hot seat. But
for what?
And to be honest with you, all Miami has to do is still get to the ACC championship.
Yeah, they get to the ACC championship. They ain't even gotta win it.
They might have to win it, depending on how everybody else is looking. Especially when you're talking about one loss Bama, one loss Georgia's, and all that type of stuff. They might have to win it. Texas is undefeated right now. Like, SEC gonna be looking to have about 3 or 4.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about though?
Playoff.
Oh, yeah, they gotta win it to make the playoffs.
So what were you talking about?
I'm saying, like, for them to have shown improvement, they don't need to win the ACC.
Oh, they've already shown improvement as far as just having the season that happened so far.
But we've also seen them crumble at this point in the season. So we've seen them like get to this point and then crumble. So
that's true.
And we are likely about to see another top 10 team lose, by the way. That'll be 6 of the top 11 teams that lost today.
Yeah,
that's why.
Number 1.
Who?
Texas should be ranked number 1 next week.
Yeah. Yeah, going into that game, that'll be huge. Bro, it gets so wild out here. I am not going to be downtown next week. I'm supposed to go to the fair. Supposed to go to the fair. That's going to be crazy.
So let's see. You got Bama's going to fall. Texas will be 1. Ohio State 2. Oregon probably a hop to 3. You got Miami about to drop out the top 25 probably.
Nah.
Missouri going to drop. Michigan going to drop.
What games we got next week, though? Shoot, Bama ain't safe against South Carolina right now.
I think, Ole Miss whooped South Carolina, so I don't know. But we'll see. Yeah, I mean, you lose Vanderbilt.
USC play.
Lose Vanderbilt.
Penn State USC play next week.
Mm.
Florida got Tennessee. Oregon and Ohio State. That's gonna be a good one. Ole Miss and LSU.
I'm low key rooting for Florida to keep winning.
Explain.
I want them to keep Billy. What we don't need right now is for them to, because you know how this. You know what happens. You fire a coach and then you get that big excitement boost.
I hear you. I understand that.
You fire Billy and you bring in like a Lane Kiffin or somebody. Florida gonna have all the momentum going into the next
big 50-yard pass. Mendoza over here dotting these boys up, boy. They about to score again.
Wait, I'm behind. Don't tell me.
I was just watching it on ESPN.
I just watched the sack.
I'm watching the ESPN.
I got out of there. I told people that Miami defense is cheeks, but I'm just a hater though.
What Jerk had? Jerk just said something. This shit should be illegal.
What did he say? This shit should be.
This shit should be illegal.
Listen, nothing funnier than Jurgens.
Hey, that boy hurt.
He said Cal having an out-of-body experience right now.
I think he talking about Miami, like they not even there.
No, Miami
like mentally they done checked out.
Virginia Tech was getting some of the same plays on Miami last week.
Mendoza dotting them up. About to have.
That is true though. We held Cal to 9 points. These boys about to go 35.
35.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man!
And just like that,
I'm gonna get booted. Oh man, it's so funny. It's funny. It makes this Clemson loss, bearable.
It makes it a little better.
I
think we had Miami getting their ass. It's an okay Saturday. It is what it is. It's an okay Saturday. I don't have any expectations for FSU football at this point. So watching Miami get demolished by a team that you beat.
Yeah.
Saturday in my book.
Hey, it gets some little firepower going into that Miami game,
Yeah, it's a good weekend in my book.
Like, we not worried about y'all. Y'all couldn't even beat Cal. Like, what? What we look like being worried about Miami? You can't beat Cal. Oh, man.
Boys came in at the beginning of the live stream talking all that shit. They are ghosts right now. Miami fans just completely have left the chat.
Hush mouth. Hey, well, let me go to Twitter.
Oh, the Twitter space is going to be leaked.
Hey,
Twitter this man brought me back to the group, and then he kicked me out the group.
Yeah, for that post, for the bear?
Yeah, for the post. I posted this in the group chat. I don't know if y'all can see that. And man, look, you see at the bottom, he kicked me from the group.
This consistently happens though. It's not a safe
The
space in
Miami
that
space
group.
is gonna be elite tonight, though.
Oh yeah. Oh man, it's hilarious. It is hilarious. Oh, it's good to see this. Some joy in my life. I go to sleep with a smile on my face.
I think Michael Irvin was on the sidelines against Virginia Tech too, if I'm not mistaken. I think I remember him being on the sidelines last week.
Hey, what do we have Ward done in there? All them on why we had him there?
Because so this was a big recruiting weekend. They had FSU had a lot of guys on campus this weekend. I think that's why Ward done and stuff. Some of them guys were out there.
Recruiting.
Yeah, you still got to try to recruit, I guess.
I guess. I mean, I ain't mad at you. Do what you got to do.
Cal giving Miami that baby oil treatment, huh? Johnson's treatment.
Take that.
Yeah, daddy.
I like how you do that thing.
I like how you do that, daddy.
Hey, what's Kim?
That's wild that man used to call grown men daddy and no one checked him. Like, that's crazy.
Nobody, bro. I can't imagine a grown man calling me daddy, bro.
Daddy, bro.
I'm like, bro, what did you just say?
Wild.
Like, yo,
but
50 checked them.
That's why nobody.
Who the only people on documented that actually checked them? 50 and J. Cole.
Is the only one that I know that checked. That
I think J. Cole did too.
Who?
I thought J. Cole checked them.
I don't know.
I thought did J. Cole chin check him? I thought J. Cole swung.
50 was the only one who ain't care about going public with that shit.
Well, I swear J. Cole got in a fight with Diddy.
He could have. I don't know.
Yeah, it was over some other stuff though. Because I guess
Miami Diddy looking like Meat Mill.
I guess Diddy confronted K-Dot over the control verse. Like he stepped to him about that, and then apparently J. Cole stepped in for some reason and hit him with the heat, which is crazy.
Bro, we talking about Diddy. What else we gonna talk about? Miami getting.
Hey man, who's not talking about Diddy right now? Who's not talking about this right now, bro? Let's be serious here. Like that's. Like people about to go to jail, bro. Like
I don't want
a lot of people
to be miserable every Saturday. So I got
either we about to see Diddy commit suicide, or a lot of people are about to go to jail.
Suicide.
So I mean,
that's the most interesting part of this whole thing for me is the names that are gonna drop eventually.
Man. And it's crazy because I mean, if he just came out as bisexual, nobody would have mind.
I don't know about that. I watched that interview on the Drink Champs. Fab was kind of like being like, I don't know. Like you could tell like when Diddy was too comfortable talking about you should party with me. Fab was like, we did party.
We party, bro. Like I ain't trying to party. It seemed like he did get a vibe like I hear you, but I ain't trying to party. We was at the club, bro. Like it seemed like Fab knew.
He knew what he was talking about. He 100% knew what he was talking about. There's a reason why people wasn't checking him like that, though. They knew what time he was on.
Hey, LeBron.
Y'all think LeBron a weirdo? Like
It's some athletes come go.
Definitely gonna be some athletes linked. I don't want to put that on Bron.
I mean,
I don't know.
I hope not. I hate to see him go down and all of that after living this clean life.
Man that kept a clean image this entire time to go down.
Clean image, pristine. But there's that video of him saying, ain't no party like a Diddy party. Oh.
Yeah, but see, the thing about a guy like Bron, it would have already been
I get that.
A guy like Bron, it would have already been rumors.
Nah, I think his team is just elite, bro. Ain't nobody team like LeBron's.
somebody would have wanted to expose that because that's big money.
Ain't nobody team like LeBron's, bro, on this planet. I give him that. Boy got an elite team around him. He has had an elite team from day one.
It don't matter, Antoine. Usher could get any woman he want, and
any woman. Usher, come take your woman he wants to right now.
Yeah, he can.
And guess what? He still got.
Yep.
He's still caught up in all of this.
But I don't think now you said Dwayne Wade might be in them motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, Dwayne Wade's involved in this. Dwayne Wade was there. He ain't even been rumored, but I'm 99% sure Dwayne Wade
was there, and Gabrielle Union was there with him.
Hey, Dwayne Wade, what's the meme they got out there? How Dwayne Wade pulled the wool over our eyes, had us looking at Chris Bosh? Yeah. It wasn't even Chris Bosh the whole time. It was him.
Dwayne Wade the whole time.
Dwight Howard probably was at one of them parties too.
Yeah, Howard.
But Dwight's stuff is kind of out there already. Like, so. And I guess Dwight's also on record as being the, what do you call it? He the one doing, what Ghost character did in that movie? Said in that show with Janet Jackson? I ain't the one bending over. Ain't nobody bending me over.
Ain't nobody bending me over.
Oh. So you the one doing the bending?
The $9.99, I appreciate you, bro. He said, "What up, guys? We're landing on the check-in. Let's go, Cal. We all rooting for Cal tonight, baby.
Let's go.
Looks like unless Miami has a hell of a fourth quarter,
it ain't happening.
Big game over. I appreciate you, bro.
Big as the Super Bowl, but the difference is it's just two guys playing shit.
Hey, that was clean though.
Yeah. I figured I had to bring it back since Brock Glenn started. I had to bring it back.
I like it. My boy Brock, he got a little swagger to him, man.
He's a gamer, I think.
I think that's what it really comes down to. I would have loved to have seen him pull it down and run a little bit more.
And that's kind of like the only criticism most people had. Like on some of them read options, he had a couple where he could have kept. But
he had the hole, bro.
That'll just come with the time of getting more comfortable in the offense. Again, like if you played him the prior weeks, you might have actually been in this game to win it.
Oh, we'd have won it.
But
I think if we go from week one with Brock,
you stuck with Polynesian sauce. So here we are.
If Polynesian sauce, as you put, Mr. Chick-fil-A himself, he gonna own a couple of nice Chick-fil-A franchises.
Yep.
Because he got some good NIL money out of us. He can go get a Chick-fil-A franchise and run a couple of those. Have a good life for his family. But end of the day, yeah, we start with Brock. I say we probably 500 right now, minimum.
At a minimum, right? We at least 3-3.
Or 3-2, 3-2, or what? We 1-5. Yeah, 3-3.
We at least 3-3. I agree with that.
I mean,
and I think it's more likely you're 4-2 than 3.
Very likely.
I think it's more likely.
Because I say because the other games weren't
like that. We are actually able to sustain some offense,
bro. The boys just folded. Like we beat Georgia Tech, we beat Boston College, we probably beat Memphis. Well, maybe the Boston College game, maybe not, but we were able to put up 13 points in that game, looking terrible. DJ went 21 of 42 that game. Threw the ball 42 times. He was 50%.
In which game we talking?
Against Boston College.
Bro, just look at DJ's stats all year and then compare him to Brock's first start.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
And DJ had drops. He had to deal with some drops too, but
it wasn't no damn 21 drops in one game.
It just ain't the same either.
And the ball just looked better coming out of his hands.
They look more catchable.
Brock
And
beating
again,
Bama next
Brock
year.
is throwing to other young players, so that's something you just got to kind of deal with.
Is he? Because poor Ted Williams.
Well, besides them two bastards.
That motherfucker.
Yeah, besides them
Like,
two.
come on, man. You can't catch a cold in Alaska, man. That is going to be an interesting game to start the year.
Which one?
Bama next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
The way you said that.
I mean, it's still Bama. I don't know. Like,
Hey, where's that game
Williams,
at? Where we playing that game?
That's a good question. I don't
Georgia?
know. I don't know if it's a home and home or what that is, but that Ryan Williams,
Ooh. Boy. It's going to be in Tallahassee, though.
Will it?
That's in Tallahassee. It's a home and home. I didn't think it was going to be a home and home. That's
might have
nice.
to get tickets to that hole.
Let's see what RC guy got on the timeshare in Tallahassee.
I might have to go to that.
That might be worth a little trip. I know Vanessa would definitely want to go. That's her birthday week.
Even if we might get blown out, I'm going to go.
Hey.
See,
Hey, might need to get the media passes.
Depends on if my homie working that game or not.
What you mean?
Oh, you talking about media pass? I was just talking about I can get the sideline pass for it.
I can work that. I'll figure it out. It's I found a formula. Besides, man, you got a good show. People follow it. That's what the key is, man. People see that your show actually has a good following. What happened?
It looks like Miami's about to score here.
By the time. Hey, you know if they come back, we ain't gonna hear the end of it though.
Oof. They come back. This is gonna be.
I mean, Cal's not a good team though.
It's a meltdown if they come back.
Cal's not a good team though, bro. It's crazy. They will be 4-0 if they had beat us though.
Yeah.
Maybe they are a good team. Maybe I got. Who knows?
Touchdown, Miami.
Everybody keeps saying, "Where's Charles Lester, bro? Where is Charles at home?" Charles Lester ain't. Charles Lester not gonna play football.
But they doing it to themselves. I ain't doing them like nothing. They doing it to themselves. Tell them to catch. They wide receivers and can't catch footballs. You tell them to catch a ball.
What are we doing, bro? What is there to be?
I think because I called them sorry bastards. So
I try to be nice, but they playing like trash, bro. You gotta call it how you see it. Them boys been garbage, French, trash.
Bad, man.
It's been sad to watch, like just inconsistently bad. Who else out there? I mean, at least Rasul catch the ball. Douglas catch the ball. Hey, is Jalen like out, gone? Lucas?
Yeah,
Lucas.
he hurt for the year.
Okay.
He's done for the year.
I feel like that would have been a nice weapon to have, man.
It would be a nice weapon to have.
With Brock, man. That's the other part. These bubble screens that we running, I feel like it's the wrong guys. They went for 2. They some bad boys. They say we some bad boys. We going for 2 right now. We tying this game up. 17 more points. They go 3 more possessions. They got it. But
there's a video of a lot of the Clemson players coming over, showing Brock Glenn a lot of respect.
You got that video?
I'm looking at it on Twitter. I don't think they're making it more than what it is. I think There's just people dapping him up after the game.
Probably, yeah. I don't believe that all of that.
Lucas, yeah, I think Lucas couldn't come back because of the red shirt. He should be able to red shirt or injury red shirt or something like that.
Take
So
it.
that'd be interesting. Roy Dell might be able to come back too because though I would be okay with them moving on from him. It is 2:00 in the afternoon where I'm at, bro.
Sunshine, blue skies.
Yep.
The boy still ain't let you come.
I got a couple weeks. Man. I'll be home.
I will say that it is a lot of parity going on, which is actually even more interesting because of the playoffs.
That's why you should be more pissed off that Mike Norvell wasted all of these damn games. Starting DJU.
It hurts. It hurts.
It's stupid.
I will say this, man. You know, I had conversations with people, and I guess, you know, I wear Florida State gear around here and there. Like, oh, you're a fan? More people are actually willing to say we got screwed last year now that we getting our ass whooped this year.
The part that pisses me off is people trying to correlate this year to last year. That's why y'all ain't make the playoff. Bitch, that ain't got nothing to do. This year ain't got nothing to do.
Ain't got shit to do with Ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Well, of course, Destin Hill will be back. He's only a sophomore.
Yeah, Destin Hill's not going nowhere.
It's only a sophomore.
I mean,
25-year-old sophomore.
As long as he don't transfer.
I feel like he would have been a great impact player this year too. Oh man.
Not with DJU throwing the ball, it wouldn't have mattered.
I think I told you my top two wide receivers were Keem and him.
Hakeem Williams says Brock Glenn had confidence of a fifth-year senior all week in practice and in the game. He brings confidence to the offense as a whole. That's coming from Hakeem Williams.
He basically said DJU was trash.
But you could tell by the way the team played that they didn't believe in DJU.
They did not.
I was saying that for weeks, that they don't believe in him. The coaches don't believe in him.
Hey, let's go to Miami, man, October 26th.
October?
Kids need a trip to Miami, bro.
I got to see what's going on around that time.
He'll just be getting back. You would just be getting back.
Might not even be
that's,
back.
That's 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, it'll be around that time, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, end of the day, man, there's a lot of guys who are actually out on injuries that some guys I don't care to have them come back.
That's what I was saying too, that this team is young. I know we came in thinking veteran O-line, but you look at a guy like Sean Murphy. Like, some of these guys, man, are going to be back next year. And we can't just people saying that we're going to be a bad team next year. I don't necessarily believe that. Now, that's way far in the future. And obviously, we got to hope Brock Glenn continues progression. All these other things have to happen. But
the boy about to score again, boy.
Yeah, I see that.
They done ran.
Miami defense, they're just bad. Their defense is just bad.
It's porous.
Porous.
Yes, baby girl. Come play. Oh, Lord. Well.
Why is she so late?
What do you mean?
What time is it there? Ain't it like
it's 12:15, sir?
Yeah, she need to be in. She need to go sleep.
She woke up at 9:30, 10 o'clock. She woke up around 10:30, bro. Hey, don't question, what's going on over here, man. Hey, I don't need nobody judging me. Ain't nobody judging me and my parenting skills. we're home all day. Like there is no concept of the outside world's time. Like
Go to bed.
we work from home. She take naps whenever she lay down. Our schedules ain't like everybody else's. You know that. Sean Taylor rolling over his grave. Oh man,
yeah, for real.
Oh,
The only thing I
man.
would say about Cal, they need to slow down the pace maybe a little bit.
Hey, you need to kill some of this goddamn clock.
That's what I'm saying. They need to slow down the pace, son. They're going too fast, and it's still the third quarter. Like slow
But
down.
I think that's also what's giving them that advantage and what's
It might
pressing
be.
them.
I mean, you're right. It might be.
I think that pace that they're using is something that they found that works against Miami's defense.
You're right. It probably is what it is. I'm just like, take a little bit more time off the clock.
Like, get through this third quarter.
Miami's still in striking distance, so you got to be.
Yeah, definitely. 17 points ain't nothing.
Right.
But they're also with like, you know, a field goal could go up on the board real quick right now. Yeah. Possibly a touchdown. Like, and they made it to the fourth quarter. That's the important thing. Sir, I'm Central Standard Time. I wouldn't be on here with y'all at 1:15. I've been on here later than that. Let me stop lying.
Cal would be destroying us tonight. Well, guess what? We already marked that off the calendar. That's a dub.
Guess what?
I don't want to hear none of that.
We'll never know.
Right. You don't want to hear none of that. we got the win. That's all that matters.
Everybody says, what would happen if we had played Cal tonight?
Cal would be destroying us. Guess what? They didn't beat us. That's all that matters.
That boy put up 9 points. Got shut down. Mr. Flashlight, whatever your name is.
Flashlight?
Who is this we, Robert? Robert, who is we?
Who
is we that's not winning that dude? Who is we? Who is we? Because the we that I know is Florida State ain't never lost to them. So I don't see why it's going to happen this year.
I feel pretty good. Based on what I saw tonight, I feel pretty good about the Duke game.
Robert, you not beating them. Say I couldn't beat Duke. Say that. Use those words. Thank you, Ryan. Ryan understands. Because the way I see it, Cal couldn't beat us. That's what I saw happen.
That's my point. Cal had their chance, and we already.
And it was the fourth game. Wasn't it like the fourth game of the season?
Yeah. What are we talking about? Cal had their chance. It's a wrap.
They couldn't beat us with DJU throwing the least amount of yards he had all year.
Exactly. They couldn't beat us with DJU at quarterback. So I'm trying to hear.
And that was his worst game. Well, second worst game. He threw 177 yards, man.
Against Cal?
Them boys, 177 yards. We had 284 yards total on offense. Defense put a foot on their neck. They kicked 3 field goals. Oh, now you skeptical, Robert. You skeptical, Robert? Okay, Robert. I understand. Let me get off your neck, man. I understand why you might be skeptical, but I think there's this game with Brock at quarterback gave reason for hope, or not even just hope, but reason to believe that they have something that works.
My thing is, had Brock had a solid performance, you get the bye week and another week of practice before Duke. Like, if you can't beat Duke coming off of that, I'm not even sure what we're talking about.
We're talking about Duke.
Right.
Duke?
Like Duke. We're talking about Duke.
Duke. I've never heard of Robert before, but you know, maybe he is a actual Florida State fan. Who knows? Hey, make sure everybody's hitting the like button, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I need to go get me something to eat. So, yeah, I've
I feel
been
you.
almost 3 hours. So yeah, we can wrap this up. Yeah,
Sounds
man.
good to
Like
me. I'm gonna go watch the rest of this ass whooping.
me too. I'm gonna order something food. I'm gonna keep watching this ass whooping.
Yeah,
Somebody was
man.
talking about this fight, this UFC fight. Apparently, was
Oh
pretty nasty.
yeah, Pereira.
Yeah,
Oh, it was a
apparently,
KO by Pereira.
apparently he
I'm,
like destroyed him.
I'm gonna have to go watch that in round 4 though,
Yeah,
like
it's
late
round
in the
four,
round
but
4.
I'm looking at some of these pictures and Buddy was getting his ass beat. Like there's blood everywhere, bro.
Ain't nothing like a little bit of good blood in an MMA fight.
But yeah, man, y'all hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, share the video for your boy, and I mean FSU falls to 1-5 on the season, but maybe there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel with Brock Glenn. Obviously, you won't see me next week because next week's a bye week, and I'm gonna take a break, so I won't be live next week.
Do what you
But
gotta do.
Terrence, you got anything you want to say?
Not much, man. You know, it was good to watch some solid QB play. Defense didn't play too bad, but you know, besides a couple of lapses, specifically in the secondary, that was kind of disappointing to see. But I mean, I wasn't too disappointed. Like I said when I came on, I wasn't too disappointed in the game. I didn't expect to win, but we definitely showed up to play, which is a lot better than the product that's been put on the field the past few weeks. Outside of that, man, you know, same thing as always, man. Just looking forward to the improvement, and hopefully, Coach Mike Norvell can figure things out. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all take it easy.
All right, bro. I'll holler at you as always. It's your boy
Indeed,
Pope.
I'm gonna add you back to the group chat.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
As always, y'all, it's your boy Pope over on 863 Seminole TV. Stay